Hello, I'm Bradley and welcome to my channel. First things first, a very happy but belated Halloween. Halloween is one of my most favourite times throughout the year. I love October, I love the fall season. I absolutely love anything to do with autumn, I really do. This year, unfortunately, it has been a bit of a stressful one. You'll note that in my recent clip where we done a catch-up and I talked you through about what had been going on. But even then, I really did hope that I would be able to enjoy the last couple of days of October, and I did. And the last week, running up to Halloween, was really nice, but however, and I know a lot of people will be able to relate to this, when there is something going on in your family, or somebody in your family very dear to your heart is struggling, and there seems to be other things just going on which seems to cascade and kind of just, let's say, just fester to something which is a worry, is a stress, is a concern. It is going to put a shadow on something which you enjoy and a celebration which you'd hope to do. Now, I did enjoy Halloween this year, I really did. It wasn't my most sort of spectacular, the one which unfortunately, which I really tried to do. I really love to go all out and dress up for Halloween, and I love to capture that on the channel. This year I didn't do that. Now I know we spoke about that in the catch up on my channel, but that had then started to improve, but we had a few sort of blip moments, and that was all around somebody in my family having some mental health issues. Somebody very dear to my heart, which I have really struggled with this October and prior to that as well. And there have been times where it has been like your heart's been ripped out and thrown back at you. I am somebody who my family is everything to me, and if they're going through something, then I'm right there with them, and I feel it. I really do feel it, and it hurts. I'm quite a soft hearted person. However, I'm very to the point, I'm very literal, and I'm very, that's, do you know what, this has happened, but let's move forward. There's lightness, there's light in the darkest of times. This is all a blessing, not what we're going through right now, but this storm will pass. We're blessed with so much, even though something's happened. I really try to see the positive in everything. But when somebody can no longer kind of see that positive, it's been really hard. And especially when you know the type of person they are, how strong they are, everything, what they have at their feet, how capable they are. But yet, for some reason, which is a lot of course, in mental health, when that cloud elopes over that person and it seems to get thicker and they just can't be able to see through it, you really do need to then take some different routes in the journey of life. You need some intervention sometimes, which is more than what a family can provide. So we're through that now, and I'm really happy to report that that particular person who means the world to me is doing so much better. And only just this morning I messaged them, and it was so, and I do this every morning to check on this particular person, and it was so amazing. For the first time in many weeks, that person come back to me and they said, "Do you know what, Brad? I'm doing okay. I'm feeling okay." And that's all I wished. And do you know what? That really did feel like somebody lifted a house off me. So if I could have gone back a week and now celebrated Halloween, that would have been incredible. But do you know what? It means the world to me that we're finally at that milestone, that person is almost starting to see that thick fog over them kind of lift a little bit as well. Now, this life often throws really catastrophic storms at us, really random events at us. It can really pull us through the mill and back again, you could say. And of course, in life, we're left to pick up the pieces. But do you know, sometimes from broken pieces, I always think, comes incredible things. And I think that comes from my faith as well. No matter how we keep trying, we keep falling, we keep going through things, but we keep getting back up. And he's right there with us always. He loves us so much. And that's what keeps me going. And let's be honest, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, we all do. But I really try to learn each day, and I really try to take strength from when things don't go right. That actually, do you know, we get the opportunity and the blessed gift of being able to do this all over again. And if we make a complete mess of it, again, we can take the time to restart, get ourselves together, and we can go again. And we can keep doing that until we achieve those great things, until we get to where we want to be. And that doesn't have to be, we're not talking financial goals here, we're not talking the house, the car, and all of that. We're talking meaningful things which mean so much, but to others might not. But mental health, when you go through something and that cloud really takes over you, it's really, really hard. So just the small steps mean so much. So if you're going through that, really do take time to just invest in yourself and just allow yourself time. You're not going to be feeling great all the time, but celebrate those small but yet so huge achievements. So for me, this autumn season has really been about mental health, mental health awareness, and just really concentrating on the most precious things in this life, our family bonds, and those ties in our life which, through whatever storm, amazingly, family is always there. I know you can't pick family, but I have been blessed with mine. I really have been. I'm not the most easiest because I keep pushing. I know how good my family can be, and I keep pushing. I keep supporting. I'd like to think that my family hopefully don't think that I'm too involved or too controlling, but I do it through love. It's like, do you know what? I've been blessed with three brothers, and I know how great they can be. And as much as we all need support, when they're not right, I don't feel right. When they're in a great place, I feel in a great place. And then I've got my life as well, which, fingers crossed, thankfully, I'd like to think that that's going really, really well. And I'm really, really proud of where I am in my life. I really am. Of course, there's things which affect us on a daily basis. We all have our struggles with things, and that could be over excessively worrying. That could be, if you're an obsessive person like me, you may get worries in your mind, you might get intrusive thoughts, you worry about people, you worry about things, you worry about the future, but try to restock from that and just try to take control. That if you cannot change it in the next 10 minutes, then try to really rein in on that worry, on that kind of stress, and do the best you can right now, because tomorrow isn't ours to worry about just yet. That gift isn't ours just yet. We're on today, so let's concentrate on today. So for me, the autumn season has been all about that, and it's been really quite stressful, but I'm just so proud that I've been able to be involved with that person, and really help them. I've done some amazing things this autumn season already, so I love getting the house and all that prepared for autumn, with the autumn wreaths and the oranges and the yellows, and we've got some leaf wreaths and things, and garlands and things in the lounge and in the kitchen, in the dining room, and I love all of that. I really, really do. And I know my brother and my sister-in-law do the similar thing as well. And as I mentioned, my brother and sister-in-law, just on this last weekend, turned very, very sad. So they lost their little dog, and it was a heartbreak. And as it is, we all know that, who have been through that. And I have Alaska Malamute, who I lost, who was our family member, and they always will be. And they do make their way, I truly believe, into that tapestry family, that tapestry of our family. And they lost their last 17 years of age, very nearly 17 years of age, but prior to that they had two, so it was three of a pack, bless them, and they were such incredible, beautiful dogs, and had incredible lives. So they've lost two of them, so one back in 2020, then the next, bless them, in 22, and now 24, so all three of them. They do have one now who's very, very lovely, but you can imagine the heartbreak and the sorrow in that family. So it's been a really sad end to October and start to November, really, for them. And my family seem to have been, I know we all go through things, and we've talked about that a lot on my channel this year, but my family seem to have gone through so much this year, so many storms. It's been a difficult year for a lot of people in my family, but you know what? We get back up from it. We see the blessings in this life, and from those broken pieces, I always think that great things come from that. Now, we can't always see that straight away at the time, but do you know what? In the end, we do. And it's not always easy. It's certainly not easy at all. In fact, it's downright difficult. At the best of times, it really, really is. And you know what? I find it really, really difficult to sit back and watch one of my family members going through things. And you know what? This weekend alone, to hear my brother in tears, to hear my sister-in-law so upset. Then I've got somebody else here in my family who's going through problems, and they're broken-hearted with how they're feeling, and that cloud over them with that depression, that mental health. And I just think to myself, do you know what? If I could go through it for you, Not that because I'm stronger or more equipped emotionally, but do you know what? Because when you love somebody in your family and you see them going through something, it's horrific. It's horrible. And I know a lot of people will relate to that as well. And some people, of course, will say, you've got your life to get on with. And I know that. But I can't get on with mine when I see people around me who are struggling with what they're going through. I think that probably makes us who we are, doesn't it? So I wouldn't change that for the world, but if I could help a little bit more. And hopefully, as the weeks go into November, hopefully that we all enjoy an incredible November, because I know November can be stressful. Christmas is the most magical time, and it's my most favourite time of the year. But of course, it can be stressful for some. And even though you've got family around you, it can also be lonely. In terms of lonely with your thoughts, lonely with your worries, and lonely with stresses possibly to come in 25. But you know what? We shouldn't never run too far ahead. We should enjoy right now. And right now, we've just finished October and we're in the first week of November. For us here in this part of the world, we've got Bonfire Night on the 5th of November, which is always a love and is a great time as well. For me, a little bit strange because November the 7th was when I had my very first operation, which has left me with so many problems. So this year, that will be, I had the first operation back in 2017. So what are we, 4, 5, 6, 7? So 7 years since I had that first operation, which is the operation which, to be honest, took a lot of my 20s off of me, took a lot of happiness off of me, left me with a lot of problems. Should have been a straightforward hernia operation, but left me with a lot of problems. And that's when we come on to the next part of this clip, where I've been a bit stressed out this autumn season as well. But blessed situations, I like to think. So for example, I'm getting quite stressed about the affordability and the next step of buying my first property, not quite being there sometimes, being there at sometimes, and it's just not sure what to do. It's a huge decision and quite a stress, so I'm there with that. But of course I think that's a very blessed, privileged situation to be in, so I don't try to talk about that too much. But also, I've not been very great with health-wise this autumn either. I've been really struggling with my leg on my right side, where I have a lot of nervous system issues, you could say, a lot of leg weakness. So and that was from all the surgeries and things I've had. And just for anybody who's interested in that, unfortunately, it was the 1% outcome which could have happened from the surgeries I had, and it left me with that. So I have a lot of pain syndrome problems. It can be really quite nasty at times, but I do struggle with the strength of my leg of getting around. So I'm currently in the situation on my worst days. Do I have help? Do I have a crutch? Do I have a cane? Do I use something on my worst days? Not all the time, but on my worst days. I'm doing my exercises every day to give me strength to work on that. I hope in time that I can regain a lot of what I was before. I know it won't be exactly like it was before, but just so I can walk a bit more confident, walk a bit more like me, and a bit more happy in myself with how I am and walking around, because I do have some problems getting around with that. And of course this has held me back a little bit of where I am in life, confidence for myself. And you know, let's be honest, when I look around, I always think that you have to be happy with where you are in life. And I am. I really am. So I'm single, so I'm 31, but I've got so many aspirations and so many hopes and dreams, which I am going to realise. I'm going to work really, really hard the remainder of this year and into 25. I'm still studying. Studying for me, I'm an absolute advocate for continuous learning and pushing yourself forward, so that's going really, really well. I'm in business, finance, accountancy, so that's where all my studying is from, and ever improving myself on that. I love motivation in life and really, really talking, helping and supporting others as well. So that's where my channel comes in. I absolutely love what the channel's turning into. We've got so many incredible subscribers, so many incredible comments. I absolutely love that. But in the back of my mind, there are thoughts. I've got my nieces and my nephew, who I see all the time. 2 I'm blessed with, but I don't see because of unfortunate relationship issues and one thing or another, and that's with my eldest brother's family. But I'm blessed that I see 2 of my nieces all the time and my nephew, and I love them to pieces. But you know, I'm in that time in my life where I'm 31 and coming to it, and I think to myself, you know, I would love to have children right now, and I'd love to meet the lady of my dreams, and I'd love to have all those incredible things to come. But I turn then back to my faith and I think, you know what, I absolutely have 100% faith in the Lord's plan for me, that actually it is there, it's going to happen, it's in that plan. I've just got to keep on that road, I've just got to keep on that journey, and it will happen. And you know, if it doesn't, then I truly do believe that I'm meant for something else. And that's what I hold on to. this autumn season, I do find myself sometimes looking around and thinking, I wonder what type of father I would be. I see my brothers and how incredible fathers they are, and I think, I wonder what father I would be. I wonder what I would be like with my daughter or with my son. I wonder what that would be like. And then I think, what type of wedding would I like? And then I think, what type of adventures would I like to do with my wife, with my girlfriend, with somebody who I'd like to give all my heart to? Do you know what I mean? I know it may sound a bit corny, a bit cheesy, but it's not to me. It's my life. And it's things this autumn season, which, do you know, I've always said to myself, and I said this in the latest catch-up, and what a strange thing to say, but I would always love an autumn wedding. And I came across a quote for anybody who's going through something or a bit of a rift or family issues or falling out with a friend or a loved one, for example. And I've seen this amazing quote that autumn is the season where it shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. And I think how incredible that is. And I am never ever one for holding on to grudges or rifts or anything like that at all. Because do you know what? That takes so much energy. I always think when people say, and we've all heard it, oh, they haven't spoke to somebody for years, or they've fallen out with a loved one, they maybe even fallen out with a parent or a grandparent. I always think, how on earth, how can you fly? How can you be so incredible and do all of what you want to do in this life, holding on to those heavy grudges? You want to be positive, you want to be wishing well for everybody who you come on to meet and all of those great things. Why would you? And I know it's not as easy as that, but how on earth can you hold on to all of that? It really does intrigue me. It really, really does. But so hopefully on that note, yes, Halloween was great. It really was. And it was lovely. I mean, for me, always, Halloween, love watching all the scary films. Love that. One of my favourites is Scream. And I love the remake back in 22 as well. So I did catch that. Had a really lovely evening with my parents, my brother. I seen my twin brother and my niece. Sadly, I didn't see my other niece and my nephew this year. Whether growing up, they're going to be 13 in this November. I don't think they were so keen on it this year, which breaks my heart because I absolutely love Halloween. And it always brings me back memories with when I used to stay with my nan and at Halloween and how she used to prepare little Halloween bags for trick-or-treaters and all of those great magical memories. I love all of that. And it really is just so incredible, so special to have those memories. And I know that it's not everybody's favourite time of year, but I love this time of year. So it was really hard not for it to be as where I would have liked it to be, but it still was special. And I mean, at the end of the day, what an incredible gift and an incredible sort of special emblem to hold on to, that I got to be a part of my loved ones who is going through those issues. They felt they could talk to me, they felt they could confide in me, which I just think is a privileged position to be in life as well, if you can ever be there to support other people too. So that's been great. So we've done October. So happy belated Halloween, happy belated autumn, happy belated October. Let's throw ourselves into November. Now for me, the preparations of Christmas come into full swing in November. They really, really do. But I've got some incredible things to celebrate too. So my niece, nephew and my other niece, so my little niece is going to be 5, my other niece and nephew are going to be 13, so becoming teenagers. I believe in going out for dinner with them, and my little niece is having a huge party, so I'm going to be helping prepare that as well. So that's great going forward. So we've got some amazing things to come. We've got bonfire night, of course, on the 5th. And I'm sure there'll be some amazing things to come as well. And of course, the Christmas shopping, the preparations. A lot of my subscribers will know I started way back in August, but there's still so much to do. So that's going to be great. So hopefully we can all have a great November. For me personally, it has been a stressful October. So I will be throwing myself back into my faith work, throwing myself back into my prayer to really hope that I can get myself into a stronger position there going forward and to really equip myself in anything which is thrown at us towards the latter part of the year, so I can help others, so I can support others and be my best version of myself, so I can support my family members and people who I come across as well. So on that note, God bless, thank you very much for being here, and as I say, happy belated October, autumn, fall, and all of those great things, and let's have an amazing November to come. So God bless, take great care, thanks very much for being here, and until next time, take good care, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye now.